This episode is brought to you by Shopify. That's the sound of switching your business to Shopify, the global commerce platform that supercharges your selling. Harness the best converting checkout and same intuitive features, trusted apps, and powerful analytics used by the world's leading brands. Stop leaving sales on the table. Discover why millions trust Shopify to build, grow, and run their business. Sign up today for your $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/tech23.
Alright, what's up guys? Welcome to another episode of the TMossBoss show, and in today's episode, this will be a part 2 to the last one, talking on like your happiness and all that stuff. There was like a key thing that I felt like I forgot to talk on, and I might have talked on it. I don't know, I feel like I might have talked on it briefly, but I feel like I could have talked on it a little bit longer. But that's people taking, you know, your happiness. Like, more so, they would rather see you like sad, depressed, and you know, they don't want no form of happiness from you. It's people, I feel like I might have mentioned that a little bit, but those type of people, you gotta cut them out your life. You know, if you truly want happiness, if there's people out there that's like taking that away from you, you gotta cut them out. You have to. Because I'm like, man, I'm telling you, there's so many people that I grew up with. And it was a person, you know, I used to consider a close friend of mine. But at this point now, I'm like, they on that stranger status. You know, because like, so here's the thing. Here's the problem. Like, if people know me, they know I got a different sense of humor. You know, I find certain things funny. I'm not going to deny that for myself. I'm not going to look at a post and be like, oh, I can't laugh at this because there's friends and there's people that I know that won't laugh at this. Like, if there's something that hits home for me and it causes me to laugh, like, I'm going to laugh at it regardless. And so there was a time where I did share a post on social media. And this friend, they had contacted me, or they commented on the post and was getting mad at me over it. Like, and then they was like starting to, or they was like, had me, or not more so, they had me questioning, because I feel like I know everything I need to know about Black history, but they were trying to make it seem like, you know, or question my knowledge on Black history. And that kind of like in a way crossed the line, because I don't want anybody telling me because of a joke that I cracked on social media that I'm unaware of Black history. Don't ever have me, like, no, don't ever question my knowledge to Black history. Ever. I don't care what jokes I crack. I don't care what things I say. I know everything I need to know about Black history. And yes, I should. Honestly, I should, like, just one of these days, okay, drop an episode. I probably might do it this next episode. Or, here's the thing, you know, to just tell you guys, like, my knowledge of Black history. I am Black. You ain't gonna be Black without no knowledge of Black history. That's not possible. That is not African American humanly possible. Okay? So I don't need anybody in this world questioning my knowledge on Black history. So, but that did have me upset. And this wasn't the first time something like this has happened between us two. And it got into the point where like other friends was jumping in, and I was like, you know what? So this last time around, like, where they did that, and I feel like that it was a test, like, okay, so what are you going to do? Are you going to argue with this person, or are you just going to take down the post? I took down the post, because I was like, I just don't have it in me to argue with you, because I know it's going to lead me nowhere. So that's why I was like, you know what? I'm not going to, I ain't going to feed into this and things. So I deleted the post, left the situation alone, but I was mad. I think I was like, later on that day I tried streaming, and I don't know if I did carry on with the stream, but I do remember I was pretty angry while streaming, and I'm like, I shouldn't have to feel like that because I share a joke on social media. So at that point I was like, I didn't like unfriend that person, but I think if it would have been like if it had been like another joke that, or me, and the funny thing about it wasn't even like I created or cracked the joke. I literally shared it from another friend. I don't even know if it was a mutual friend, but if it was, I'm like, so you seen their post, said nothing, but you seen my post and felt like you had to say something. Don't get that. So I can't remember how I seen that post, but regardless, I'm like, man, you look, there's gonna be days where people, and yes, there is probably, I tested her happiness. She was probably having just a happy, just amazing day, and I tested it by sharing whatever the meme, whatever the joke was. So I guess if I did do that, I do apologize. I do. But at the same time, you have to know my sense of humor, and you have to know that I'm going to share things that I find funny. Okay? There's times all over the place, okay, where, and there has been times where I've heard certain jokes where they've gotten to me and stuff, and I'm like, that's not funny, but I'm not going to go into a whole like motivational speech and question the person's knowledge on something because of especially when the joke ain't got nothing to do with my knowledge on black history. So that's why I was mad, because I'm like, look, I don't know what angered you. Don't take it out on me, okay? Please do not take it out on me. I'm not the one to be, because when people try to like take their anger out on me and I did absolutely nothing to them, I will say some hurtful things, and I will not regret any of it. So that's why I'm like, do not, under any circumstances, I don't care what made you mad. I don't care if it was me. I don't care if it was somebody else. I don't care who it is. Do not take your anger out on me under any circumstances. I will go in on you. Taking gloves off, okay? Do not care how you feel. I don't care if you cry. I don't care about none of that, okay? I just don't like when people, when they come to me, they're feeling angry and they feel like that they gotta take, no. Like, that's the one thing I think I've mentioned and I've said about like the customers at my old job, how they will have like a bad day and then they come up to me with an attitude like I was the reason for that bad day. No, whatever was the reason of that bad day, you take your anger out on that. But if I ain't did nothing to you, it's like, don't come at me like that. Please don't, okay? So that's just the one thing. That's that's a pet peeve, bruh. Like that's something that honestly it causes legitimate anger out of me. And that's what I'm saying. Like when it's like I woke up, I think it was that I had just woke up. So I'm like, I'm already, I feel kind of good when I wake up. I feel like we all should. It's like I'm waking up. Like I should be thankful. I should be thanking God for that. But when you're waking up, and then it's a situation where it's like people want to argue with you, and it's like 8, 9 in the morning and stuff. I'm like, nah, it's too early for that. It's too early for that. Like I'm saying, like it's like a person could have had a nightmare, a person could have had a bad dream, and it's like you want to argue with people. I'm like, it's too early for that. Way too early for that. You might wake up earlier than I do, but I'm like, look, okay, my brain ain't fully registered at that time yet, but I'm just saying, like, a situation like that, that's taking happiness away from me. I feel like I feel like when you get mad, like that takes your happiness away. When you feel anger, sadness, depression, all of that, you're getting further away from your happiness. So that's why I was like, I had to cut this friend off. I had to. I didn't unfriend them, but I had it where I was like, I didn't want to see no post of theirs. I didn't want to see no story things of theirs. None of that. I just wanted this, like, because see, here's the thing. This is a close friend of mine. This is somebody that I'm like, if they were to come to me, even now, if they were to come to me and ask me for help, ask me for advice, there's still that good person in me, okay? Even if I just don't want nothing to do with them, even if I don't want to be bothered with them, there's still that good person in me that if they were to come and approach me and ask me for help, ask me for advice, they needed a friend to talk to, they needed somebody to vent to, I will be that friend, and I will hope that they would do the same for me. But my thing is like, there's been times where I've posted on social media how I've been sad, how I've been depressed, how I've been going through it, how I need help on certain things, and you post all of these different things, you post all these different times, nothing. Or I can post about, I just hit a certain amount of subscribers on YouTube, or my Twitch channel just hitting a certain amount of followers. I just hit a certain amount of followers on Instagram. I'm posting about like some accomplishments, that I've made. Nothing from them, okay? I feel like I could have posted like, oh, okay, got me a new dog. I'm gonna have a kid. I found the girl of my dreams. We plan on getting married. No response. I share one meme. And it's not even a meme that I created myself. It would have made sense if they would have commented on the person that made the meme, but they commented on my post as if I made the meme. And that's the one time when you want to talk to me. You don't want to message me and see how I'm doing. You don't want to message me and check up on me and all that other crap. No, you want to argue with me. And that's what I mean by like when people try to take your happiness by doing stuff like that, like they don't ever talk to you on your worst days or your best days. They just want to talk to you when they feel quote unquote offended. That type of stuff, I'm like, look, I understand if you feel offended, you know? But going into some speech about why you feel offended, I'm not here for that. Especially when it's like 8, 9 in the morning, you know? So it's like, if you just cut straight to it and just message me saying, hey, your last post, it was a little bit offensive, you know, can you please take it down? I will do that. But to hear whatever mood that you're going through, I'm not here for all of that. I'm not. And I know people will probably hear this and will be like, well, you should take into reconsideration how that. No. Like, I don't know how many times I gotta say it, but once more, no. But at the same time, I do. You know what? Correction. I do. Okay? So at those, like, you know, the amount of times I said no, like, cancel that out, and then it's like, I do, you know, just put that there. But anyways, when they do tell me, you know, in a way where it's like, okay, you're not attacking me over it, because I'm like, look, I didn't even make the post, I just shared it. So it's like, if you're just like, hey, I understand you found this, because my thing is like, look, this is some stuff that I would do. If somebody, and I've done this before, there's people that I follow, they're vegans. They post a lot of different videos and posts of like animals getting killed and crap. There was a time where this girl, some model, I remember she was in the T.I. music video and stuff. But anyways, I remember I followed her for a little bit, and then she made this post about like a pig just getting brutally killed. And I'm like, look, I don't need to end my night off like this. You know, I don't want to go to sleep and the image that I have when I'm closing my eyes is a pig being like, you know, like grounded up into some freaking meat killing machine. I'm like, no, I don't need to see that. Okay. That's some traumatizing stuff. I came from an era where like 4chan was a very popular website, so you would see some animal killing videos. You would even see people videos of people getting killed. I don't like videos like that. I don't. So I messaged them. I didn't message them, you know, questioning their knowledge of stuff or question, because I'm like, look, I still eat meat, okay? And I shouldn't, but I still do. But anyways, I messaged this person, and I think they eventually did take the post down, but I messaged them and I said like, hey, I understand you're a vegan. I understand, you know, the whole like not eating meat thing. I get it. That's cool that you live in that lifestyle. But sharing a video of an animal getting killed, I don't think that's a video that you should share to people. I was just overall saying like, you know, that's a video where it's like, a person doesn't want to see that, you know. Nobody wants to see a video like that. So if you make a post talking about how many pigs get killed, I think that will stick out more to a person than a traumatizing video. You know, like if a person actually, you know, if they actually take the time to sit down and read their post, it's like, okay, you know, they will do that. But if not, then yeah, that person's still going to continue eating meat. You know, it's like, my thing is like, with stuff like that, I guess if you do follow me to overall, like, you know, hear the different things that I like and don't like, okay, you know, if you guys ask me, are like, okay, are you a vegan? And I'm like, yeah, I'm a vegan. I don't eat meat, you know, because animals getting killed and all that stuff. I don't support that. That's what I would say if I was a vegan. Okay, but other answer, no, I'm not a vegan. I still eat meat. Yes, I'm aware of all the things that go down with animals, but it's like, you know, a person gotta eat and things, and I just, you know, not ready yet to, you know, have that vegan lifestyle and things. I'm not trying to say that for it to lead into an argument. I'm not trying to, look, you asked me a question, I gave you an answer, okay? If you want to have a discussion about it, if you want to talk about some things, I'm like, okay, let's talk about it. You know, I will say my part, but it doesn't need to lead into an argument, okay? It doesn't at all, because at the end of the day, that's taken away from our happiness. My thing is like, you will make it like you will be on a path of just finding your happiness, and then there's just that one thing that wants to test you. And I'm like, bro, I don't want to be tested. I don't. So like, please, people, like, if something I say offends you, reach out to me. Talk, not argue, not get mad, not get frustrated. Talk to me. Okay? I listen better when people, because I was like, when I had seen the comment that girl left, I didn't even bother to read it. I already knew what it was. But I did see the part. I think I just like I quickly seen the part of when she was like questioning my knowledge of like Black history. So I think I did eventually read the post. But I remember I remember I went and took the post down. I didn't even respond to her. But it was like after that, it was like to, and that's why I'm like, man, I really hated the fact that it was like, they ended up being like that, where it was like, if I seen her name or seen a post that she made, that I just muted it. I didn't even want to see anything that she posted. Still was gonna, her friend and stuff. I still, like, I'm friends with her on social media, but I just didn't want to see anything that she posted. Nothing at all. And it came close to me unfriending her, but I'm like, you know what? I was like, maybe I'm just a little bit mad. Maybe I'm just a little bit emotional. But I'm like, man, to have it where I'm mad the whole day, and that could have been a day where I could have been, like, happy. Like, no. You have to understand, it's all like, okay, a person's happiness is far more important than some posts that they done made on social media. And your happiness, my thing is like, yeah, your happiness is far more important. So it's like, overall, what I'm saying is that you shouldn't allow, like, small things to ruin your day. And that's the thing where it's like, it'll happen. Small things will ruin your day. Somebody will post something. You will hear something. There might be some things on the news. You might have a bad time playing video games, streaming, YouTube, whatever it is. Do not let it take away from your happiness. Like, my thing is like, you gotta accept the fact that there is going to be certain things in your life that's a part of your life. Overall, it's like, there's certain things that you won't be able to escape. You're just gonna have to sit there and deal with it. So it's like, when people are saying certain things or sharing certain things, you just gotta deal with it. And there's been, friends of mine that do share videos like that of animals getting killed. And I'm like, okay, I know that this ain't gonna be the last friend that I make in my whole life. I know I'm gonna make more friends. And I know I'm gonna have more friends where they're, vegans and they don't eat meat. And then they're gonna share videos of animals getting killed. And I'm just gonna have to deal with it. And I'm just gonna have to, deal with that trauma, like, just over all that, that trauma, just, watching those videos and stuff. So it's like, it is what it is at this point. But I'm not gonna be that person where, I guess if there's like a day where I'm just really just not wanting to deal with it, then I will reach out to that person. If there's just that one that just kind of takes it too far, that one video where I'm like, okay, this is where I'm gonna have to draw the line. But I feel like as you get older and as the time progresses on, your line, for things, like your tolerance from things should progress on too. So that's why it's like, when you're kind of just dealing with things for the first time, it's like, okay, yeah, you're not gonna know how to deal with it. But as the time progresses, and that's all I was saying, like in the last episode, it's like, you guys see it as like a boxing match. It's like the next round, okay, you gotta go even further. Round after that, gotta go further. You gotta keep going until you feel comfortable. When you feel comfortable, then it's like, okay, pause that. And when you deal with some more stuff like that again, unpause it. But mentally prepare yourself for whatever is coming your way. Don't be that person where it's all like, you deal with things for the first time, but it's like every time, but it's the same thing. No, don't live like that. Do not. Okay? Because I feel like everything that I just discussed and talked on, it all leads back down to understanding and, leading you further into just like that road of just finding your happiness. There's going to be things, there's going to be things that will upset you. There's going to be people that upset you. A bunch of stuff. A bunch of people. But it's like you have to be prepared for all of it. So heartbreaks, okay, bad boyfriends, bad girlfriends, girls that don't want you, guys that don't want you, family, okay, what other things? A dog, whatever it is, a cat, hamster, I don't care. You have to have that high tolerance for stuff. Because it's like, my thing is like, if you don't let your tolerance for stuff progress along with you as you age, you're never going to be happy. You're never going to be happy. You're always going to be frustrated, stressed, angry. Nobody should live like that. Nobody should live. It's like where it's like you do that to a person where you bring out anger in them. And yeah, I need to, work on that myself and things, but to talk on it for other people. When you are there for a person more when they're happy, sad, depressed, you're the cause of it, whatever. Instead of taking the time to reach out to a person and seeing how they're doing, seeing if they're okay, like you reach out to that person to argue with them more, to reach out with them and just check up on them. Because I'm saying, like, in this day and age, especially with this pandemic, oh my God, honestly, that's what I think I probably might end up doing this week, tomorrow. I don't know exactly when, but I'm like, I might just reach out to some people and see how they're doing. Just being like, hey, yo, how's life treating you? Just like, you just want to talk real quick? Cool. If not, all right, I get it. But I'm like, man, it's like this, with this pandemic, I'm like, bruh, this pandemic, I can tell you right now, I haven't experienced no happiness in it. And the last thing I need is, people to try to, like, take that happiness away from me. Yeah, maybe it's me overthinking, but at the same time, I'm like, this ain't, I don't feel like that it's me overthinking. I feel like that this is something I've been dealing with for almost my whole life, where it's like, there's at times where people would take away from your happiness. All right. It's going to happen. And I feel like with me, it was like, I let that I let that tolerance just, stay behind and stuff. Cause I'm like, I'm letting all these material things make me happy. But I'm like, no, it needs to, that tolerance for like, anger, depression, sadness, and all of that, it should have been moving along. I should have been more mentally prepared for all this stuff that I was going to face. Because I felt like if I was prepared for all this stuff that I was going to face, and that's another thing too, where it's like, don't create this false like image or this false narrative or just, this false story in your head where things is going to work out, things is going to be good, things is going to be better. If it's not happening, if you're thinking about it and it's not actually physically happening, then that's just as worse. That's honestly the worst thing, where it's like you have this false hope of happiness and it's not doing, and you ain't going nowhere, you ain't improving in life. Like I'm saying, like you can't be thinking that like, oh, life's good, because it's like that's honestly, it's a brain killer. That is a brain killer. So if you're doing that, and I know because I'm doing it myself, it needs to stop. It needs to stop, because it ain't gonna lead you nowhere good. So anyways, but yeah, at the end of the day, like, your happiness is key to literally everything's in life. It's like, don't think for a second that, your happiness doesn't matter. Don't let people like put that in your head where it's like your happiness is, it doesn't matter to them. Like if nobody doesn't care for your if the people in your life don't care for your happiness, cut those people off. Cut them off. Friends, family, I don't care who it is. But it's like, if a person ain't trying to be there for you on your happy days, they just want to see nothing but sadness, depression, anger out of you, or for you to bow. Like, you're just, overall, it doesn't even matter, like, what it is. They just don't want to see you happy at all. And it's like, if people genuinely do want to see you happy, trust me, they will be checking up and making sure of it. But if not, then it's like, hey, yo, look, if you got to cut those people off, do what you got to do. But it's like, do not let a person, be the reason why you're crying yourself to sleep every night, or why you're just going to bed miserable, or why you wake up angry, or you're taking your anger out on everybody else. Don't let people do that to you. That's like people just walking all over you. It's like, it's not good. It's not good at all. So it's like, people doing that to you, cut them off. Cut them off. And if I'm saying, if it's like, if it might be hard, hey, you just gotta deal with that type of stuff. So, but anyways, talk to you guys later. Thank you guys for watching. Once again, no more, I will do a promo. It's just when I do a less serious episode. But yeah, talk to you guys later. Thank you guys for watching and or listening, and peace.